napakadami pong nag-grant ng probation and parole. Ito po yung mga pinalaya to decongest our jails. Nung tinamaan po tayo ng COVID, talagang naging pulisiya ng DOJ na palayain ang pinakamaraming po pwedeng mapalaya, and the only way to do it is through probation and parole. So, hindi lang po si Pemberton nagbe-benefit ngayon sa panahon ng COVID, marami na po ang nag-benefit dyan.
Susunod po niyang tanong, reaksyon sa sinabi ni detenadong Senator LEiLA Delima na hindi siya sang-ayon sa ginagawang beautification ng Manila Bay kung saan binigyan pa niya ng bagong kahulugan ng DNR na Department of Environmental Cosmetics dahil imbis na gampanan ang kanilang tungkulin na i-preserve at protektahan ng kalikasan ay sinisira pa nila at naging beach resort developer pa.
Naintindihan ko po kung hindi sang-ayon si Senator LEiLA Delima dahil hindi naman po siya makikinabang dahil siya nakakulong, hindi niya makikita yung ganda ng Manila Bay.
Secretary,
Naintindihan ko po kung hindi sang-ayon si Senator LEiLA Delima dahil hindi naman po siya makikinabang dahil siya nakakulong, hindi niya makikita yung ganda ng Manila Bay.
Secretary, si Maricel Halili na po.
Yes, Maricel Halili.
Hi sir, magandang hapon po. Sir, during our press briefing during our last press briefing, you mentioned that the proposal to release Pemberton is a bad president. Do you maintain this position even after the decision of the president to grant him absolute pardon?
I still maintain that it was judicial overreach kasi the power to grant GCPA is a power not vested in the courts. It's a power vested in the executive. The entire concept of probation and parole is an executive function, is not a judicial function. So I maintain my position as far as that's concerned. As far as the pardon of the president is concerned, I will repeat it again. It is the most presidential of all presidential functions. It is not subject to question by anyone, anywhere.
Sir, were you able to talk to the president after his announcement on absolute pardon? What did he tell you about it, sir?
I really thought it was broadcasted because I attended that meeting online and we did have a lengthy conversation online. Now, one major paper reported on it extensively. So, ang buong akala ko, na-broadcast yung aming conversation, but apparently one broadcast sheet had a source that summarized yung pag-uusap namin ng Presidente. Pero anyway, ang sa akin po, yung pag-uusap namin ng Presidente, although it was heard by everyone in the room, sa amin dalawa na lang po yun.
Okay. Sir, also, doon po sa public address ng Pangulo nung nakaraan, he also mentioned that this is not the right time for Secretary Duque to resign as health secretary because he believes that he is not involved in corruption, but then there is negligence. Ano po yung sinasabi ni President Duterte na negligence on the part of Secretary Duque? Can you tell us, sir?
You know, he's basing his statement on what he has read on the papers. Kasi hindi pa naman i-issue ng Senado talaga yung kanilang Senate report. At the time he mentioned it. No? So, in the same way that Senate President Soto thinks that the Senate report may be able to change the mind of the President, siguro antayin muna natin yung report na yan at antayin natin mabasa ng Presidente and let him make his own decision as a lawyer and as a prosecutor at that, kung dapat bang mabago ang kanyang posisyon o dapat bang mabago yung kanyang pagkakatiwala kay Senator Duque. Antayin po muna natin yan.
Sir, last na lang po. Ano po yung magiging activities ni President Duterte and when will be his next public address?
As usual naman, it will be in Monday. Now, narinig nyo naman sa kanya na he was hoping to go home to Davao, pero isang napakataas na dokumento na naman ang kinakailangan niyang pag-aralan, no, at desisyonan. No? So right now po, Monday po, we can be assured that there will be a broadcast. I don't know from where, but from how the President sounded, mukhang hindi siya makakauwi ng Davao.
Maraming salamat, Secretary.
Salamat po, Maricel. Yusef Rocky.
Secretary, tanong mula kay Samed Danilla ng Business Mirror. Itig na sagot pero basahin ko na lang po. If may action na po kayo, kaya ang IATF sa appeal ng DOLE to extend the exemption period of medical workers from POEA's temporary deployment ban from March 8 to August 31st.
Kukonsultahin po ang Presidente. Alam niyo po, gaya ko, si Secretary Bello naka-isolation din. Kaya pareho po kaming wala dun sa meeting last Monday. No? Pero sa tingin ko po, kung both of us test negative, pareho naman kami makaka-attend ng susunod na meeting, and this can be brought to the attention of the President.
Nag-decide na ba daw po ang IATF if it will approve or not the appeal of Metro Manila mayors to defer voter registration?
It's not a decision of the IATF. In fact, the IATF recommends also the deferment of the registration. Kaya lang po, hindi po pwedeng diktahan ng constitutional body dahil ang COMELEC po ay constitutional body. Pia.
Hi, sir. Just pushing forward on the issue of Pemberton, sir, can you categorically confirm that the president did this, gave the pardon in order for us to get priority in the vaccine? Did you actually hear him say this was?
No, but I was asked about my personal opinion, and that is my personal opinion. I can categorically confirm that is my personal opinion.
Okay, kasi sir, if it was his reason, like as your interpretation of events, this was his reason for giving the pardon, why didn't he give that reason when he explained his pardon to the public? Because instead he said it was unfair. So
I do not know. I do not know. But again, the question was how do I feel about it personally, and that's how I feel personally about it.
Okay. And then sir, just for the president's SALN, because the deadline for submitting SALNs was last August 30, has the president submitted his SALN for 2019?
I believe he has, no, and I've checked, and there's people responsible for reminding the office of the president to submit his documents.
So, sir, you believe he has or he has?
Well, I know that there's someone in charge of filing this, but I will check if he's actually filed it. But I believe he has.
Will the palace release the 2019 SALN and the 2018 SALN, which no one has seen yet in public, to reporters or to media?
That's not something that I could decide on. We will inquire from the Office of the Executive Secretary.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Pia. Next, back to Yusek Rocky.
Question from Jillian Cortez of Business World. Will the president consider the call of the Philippine Chamber of Commerce and Industries for him to issue an executive order on satellite access liberalization, which will allow internet service providers to set networks even without legislation, especially when internet connectivity is needed the most during this pandemic?
Kinakailangan po na mas malawak ang pag-aaral dyan dahil alam naman natin ang paggamit ng ere ay subject to the grant of a franchise issued by Congress. So sa tingin ko po parang malabo po magawa ng presidente yan through an executive order because he would be possibly infringing on the powers of Congress, but we need to study the matter in more detail.
Ang second question po niya, what is the policy statement on some analysts saying President Duterte giving pardon to U.S. Marine Joseph Scott Pemberton shows that he cannot stand up to foreign powers?
Hindi naman po totoo yan dahil nanindigan naman po ang presidente nung tinerminate po niya yung PFA at sa kanyang pananalita. No? To me, I think you can accuse the president of everything else except for being subservient to any foreign power.